Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another tutorial. So yeah, today I will try and finish this texture. Honestly, what I did was, what's it? Okay, so I searched for ways that I can, make this a lot more faster, I guess. And since I was using cycles, right, and the GPU compute, um, it's a little bit slow, I guess, especially when I'm actually making texture strokes. That's where the problem is. That's even when I look at this task manager, right? Every time I make a stroke on this, it shows on the task manager that I'm using high power, or so that's where the problem is. And what I want to do is actually use EV for now, see how how it will be when I use. I know it still gives me the same problems, but I think it's a little bit less than when I use cycles. I mean, although things are still a little bit slow, these at times you can tell that it's a little bit faster actually. So yeah. Mm, right, let's just start with this. First, actually, I want to remove this roughness and create another one. Actually, let me first copy this name. Right, let's play some music. Okay. So I want to change this color to almost, actually no, I'm gonna change it around here to a value of 3. I guess that's okay. No, it still makes it too rough. Because if it's like that, then it would mean that I would have to always texture it, I guess. Okay, wait, let's just leave it at a value of 3. And the thing is, when I leave it at a value of 3, it completely removes these values that I had here. So interesting. Oh, okay. Since I was using that as a factor, that's why. Alright. What I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna make this visible, but I'm gonna texture here. So it's gonna be a little bit because that means whatever I texture, I'm not gonna be able to see, so it's gonna be a little bit confusing. Okay, first, okay, let's add this. Okay, what I'm gonna do is add map range, I guess. and then reduce this value here so that I can see it clearly. See this. This way I can see these results. Oh, by the way, I'm a little bit cold today. I don't know why, but it feels extremely cold. It's not like the weather outside is cold. It's, you can tell here 32 degrees, and in here in the room it's 23 degrees, and I don't understand. I mean, that's right below room temperature, right? So I shouldn't be feeling this cold. Like, it's so confusing. Okay, so yeah. Okay, it's, as I texture this, it still shows that this is actually running at a very high what's this, GPU, but it's not as high as when I use cycles. It's like when it says high, right, it right below, I mean above 50%, but when I was using cycles, it was sky high, I guess, all the way up to 90%, I guess. Let's see how this looks. And it's a lot more faster, so I think I'm just gonna texture using this method for now, and by switching it to Eevee. It's weird, like almost like I have a fever or something. It could be a fever. I mean, usually when I get fever, it starts off like this, and I just get cold for no reason. Well, I'm sure there is a reason, but I'm not aware what the actual reason is. Okay, so basically right now it, whenever I add any what's this, roughness to it, I mean remove the roughness, it doesn't show that it's shiny or anything, but once I add the metallic areas, it's definitely gonna be more visible, I guess. But you can tell that, actually wait, is there no way that I can just make this metallic? Okay. Yeah, no, it's not even appealing. It's weird. I just want to get these corners right, and then it's gonna take quite some time actually, but then once I get this, then I can just rough out the other parts of the metal, I guess, like because I feel like, you know, every metal by these you know, at these corners, it's where there is no roughness, I guess. I mean, there are some metals that are rough, like, but the majority of them don't have roughness in these areas. Okay, wait, what I want to do is actually go to edit mode and hide everything except these ones, because they are distracting. Yeah, but it's a lot more faster. I can, you know, you can tell that it's not responding at sometimes, especially when I switch between edit mode and this, but it's a lot more faster, and you know, my process can actually go smooth. I thought, you know, I was gonna eventually have to reduce the, what's this, OBS settings in order to make it a lot more faster, but I think this works out just fine. Okay, that's not good. Now it seems to be slow. This when I was actually happy that it was a little bit faster, but it's the idea, you know, here is to texture any area but ignoring these parts. You know, here where it looks a lot more rougher than here, that's where the, you know, the, what do you call this, the rust is. So I want to avoid those areas so that it doesn't, you know, clash with the position of the rust, I guess. I think maybe if I take this into solid mode, it might be even a lot more faster, but the question is, the problem is that I cannot see that rust area, so that's a little bit of a problem. Ah. You know, I really am looking for ways to make this process of texturing a lot more faster. Like, you know, I even went so far as, you know, to check for other texturing techniques where I can, you know, try and reduce this the speed, I guess, you know. I mean, it's not like, I'm not saying that the speed is you know, the speed of the computer is the reason why I'm slow, but I'm just saying that it is a little bit frustrating, you know, having to wait for it to respond every time, I guess. I know that I am slow myself, like, yeah, I've taken forever just to texture this character. It's the longest character that I've textured. Like, I remember I finished creating the model in December, and I'm still busy texturing it. That is insane. Like, oh man. Hopefully none of the future projects are this heavy. Like, this one was a heavy project, that's for sure. But you know, it definitely will be, like, unless if, you know, I try and do everything procedurally. But if it comes to hand painted being involved, that's where without a doubt it's definitely going to be a heavy project, I guess, and most of the time it's definitely going to be taken in the process of texturing. But the weird thing is, you know, this project is, I guess, because right now I'm close to finishing it, and this is where it starts to, you know, my progress is a lot more slower than it was, I guess. I think, you know, I feel like my process right now is, how I do things is a lot more slower. But I can say that you know, what I enjoyed about this project is having to discover, you know, all the different methods of you know, texture in this character. I mean, like, I know mostly it was procedural textures, but you know, doing all these, figuring out the procedural textures, that was the greatest challenge, I think. And still remember struggling with doing the tire texture. Oh man, that one. By the way, I did notice that there were some people that watched my video. I hope you guys really enjoyed that video, the YouTube video. I was actually planning on posting every week, but yeah, no, it felt, you know, it's too much of an ambition project, especially when I'm doing this along with streaming. So it will be every 2 weeks, you know, for now, before I you know, until I start getting used to the flow of things, I guess. Because right now, I think the slowest progress of the entire, I mean, the doing a YouTube video for me, I feel, is writing the script. No, actually no. It's recoding. Recoding is the slowest. Along then comes writing the script. That's because yesterday it just took me trying to figure out ways how to say something so that it doesn't confuse people, because like yesterday I was writing just the first paragraph, right, and it took me just 2 hours just to write that first paragraph. And trying to figure out ways how I can say something without confusing not just myself but everyone else, I guess. How do you twist the change the what's this the rotation of the light? Actually, I think you can rotate this here, right? I don't have any scene where lighting, but I can rotate this and get a clearer view of this. Alright, that seems okay. Now what I need to do is wait, it's hard to see it when it's like this, honestly. Just want to see something. Yeah, I have these two, and then if I can mix this along. Oh, okay. When it's like this, I can see it a lot more clearer, especially now that why didn't I think of that? I could have just used this. And yeah, it's a lot more clearer actually when it's like this. Now I need to change this to a So I'm just gonna make these big strokes, you know, and then come back with smaller strokes and remove some of them, I guess. Smaller strokes. I think it shouldn't be too small. Like right now, it's not looking that good. geo nodes, I guess, because there were other things like lighting and talks about lighting, and what else? There was also a talk about oh, now I remember why I did not start with this, because it's hard to see where these corners are actually. What I could have done is actually bring the wireframe. It would have made this a lot more easier and faster actually. Although I cannot see the corners properly, how I'm texturing them, but I can tell that I'm texturing over here. I need more strength on this. But yeah, the ones that I've watched so far were interesting, like especially what's this, the way she modeled the environment. It was so simple, you know, a unique art style. I guess it's, you know, when you look at it, it feels like an easy process. I just felt like it was an easy style, I guess, but it was definitely unique. You know, the end result was unique, and I feel like that's what matters with creating your own style. You know, it's not how complex you're trying to make the process, but rather how unique it actually is. Oh damn, I think I'm coloring over areas I shouldn't be coloring. One thing I feel like, you know, would be amazing is to add oil painting to what's this, to a 3D object, like make your scene look like it's an oil painting. That would, I tried and searched for articles that or anything, you know, that was something close to, you know, to that, but it was so difficult because it's a topic that no one is touching, I guess. There's no, it's not that people are not thinking about it, but no one is touching it, I guess. No one is searching for a way that you could add oil painting to a 3D environment and make it look like, you know, oil painting. I mean, even though there's this this method that this company, I forgot what, I think it's Paragon or something like that. No, actually it's not Paragon. There's this company that's actually creating these it's trying to make 3D art look like anime, I guess. I forgot what that company is, but you know, when you look at the way they approach that style, it's, you know, it's actually quite interesting. And when I saw that, I just thought, oh shit, that would also be amazing if it was in you know, oil painting. it's not that people are not searching for it, but it's just that, you know, there's not that much information about it. Because the only when I searched for it, right, I only found like some guy who actually he said that he was searching for a way to add this. I think it was years ago. The when he wrote this comment, right, and he said that what's this? He searched through the internet and he only found that. No, actually, it's not years ago. When did Arcane come out? Not yeah, around about the same time Arcane came out. He wrote this comment and he said that he was inspired by Arcane, and but he wanted, because the process of, you know, how they texture things in Arcane is completely different. Uh, they they import everything into Photoshop and texture that, I think. I'm not sure, or maybe it's like they import based off the view of the character. I mean, the texture based off the view of the character, the camera. I mean, not character. I don't remember. I remember seeing a video about it, but I just forgot how they actually do the textures in Arcane. But that, you know, it would be amazing to have a shader, you know. That is when you just click or, you know, something where you can just texture and make it look like the brush is all paint. That would be amazing. Ooh, yeah, over here I kind of messed that up.
Running back to my old life, but you leave it burning. Speaking tongues in my head, yeah, that's the way you want it. She called me baby, you're not wasting time. But how could I let her go? Don't you know I might adore you? I'm gonna make the time move slower. We can do whatever, yes, sun's out, make the clouds move over. We can do whatever, yeah. I'm gonna make the time move slower. We can do whatever, yes, sun's out, make the clouds move over. We can do whatever. We can do whatever, yeah.
Navigating through this is difficult. It's almost like I'm painting AO.
Tick-tock, we're alone now, and my thoughts are frozen, yeah. Seeing pixels in slow-mo, in a weightless motion. She called me crazy and I'm wasting time. Easy, don't leave me now. Yeah, for the sky on a star, man. I'm gonna make the time move slower.
Yeah, over here I completely erased that part. Okay, I can kind of guess, you know, like just following this the path, I guess, as to how it should be. I know some areas are probably wrong, but you know, it's just guessing the path that this is going, I guess. Alright, I think this should look okay. It's definitely gonna look weird without metallic, but let's just see. What am I looking for? Actually, I want to. Right. And if I change this, you know, it's just gonna make it even more weird, I guess. Right. Seems like I'm all warmed up, so let's take this off. Yeah. Yeah, my body temperature was. I think I'm just gonna keep the one on the legs. Yeah, this one I'm definitely gonna need because it feels a lot more cold all of a sudden when I take it off. Alright, let's unhide everything. Yo, yesterday, you know, like sometimes I like to do some challenge myself, I guess. Try and see what I can cook, or anything, I guess. Yesterday I cooked. I was cooking some chicken, right? And the thing is, this chicken was the way I cooked it was I was following this recipe, right? And like nothing you cook from a recipe taste as good as the recipe. Like uh even though when you're following it like exactly, it's never gonna taste as good as if like a professional chef would come and cook that, right? Like, so what happened is uh I cooked everything, but the based on the instruction, right, it shows you what like how much of the portion it should be. And so what I did, I thought, okay, you know what, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it on a smaller scale, right? And because I don't want to cook an entire chicken only to find out it tastes terrible, right? That's just waste. So what I did was cook like a few pieces, I guess, maybe 3 pieces. But now this entire chicken, I added so much vinegar to it, right? You can only taste the vinegar. Like, it doesn't even taste like chicken anymore. Like, it's, you can feel that you're eating chicken, but it tastes, there's so much vinegar in it. Like, it's because what I did was marinate this the chicken using the recipe, right? Some lemon, vinegar, and everything. But I forgot to since I'm using like lesser things, I guess, smaller portion, I forgot I used the same measurements of everything, forgetting that I'm only using half of the, well, not half, but a third of all the instructions that I was following, I guess. So it's one of the reasons why the vinegar just tasted so terrible, it's and the thing I got from it is that it's good to follow instructions, but understand what the instructions are, like understand what it is you're doing, and understand the instructions, because yeah, the result of what I cooked is terrible. I'm definitely gonna eat it, definitely. It's, I feel like you learn from the mistakes that you that you go through these mistakes. And in this case, if I don't eat it, I will not be able to taste my own mistakes, I guess. Yeah, so, but it was, it was therapeutical, or how do you say that word? It was, it just helped me, release some stress, I guess. The entire process of learning how to cook the chicken. I think I said that word wrong. Is it therapeutic or basically it's just like self therapy, I guess. Therapeutic. That's how you say it. uh okay. Is the music pausing as well? Like because right now it's pausing as I'm listening to it. I'm not sure it's doing the same on stream, but I'm sure that if I'm hearing the music pause, it's definitely doing the same on stream. I don't know why. I feel like this can actually be achieved by, what's this? Like if you don't want to texture this like this, I feel like what you can do is try to achieve it using what's this? The noise texture, and try and create some wavy patterns. I guess that could, you know, creating some wavy patterns, and then I don't know, like masking those patterns, and then, you know, just making them a little bit less visible. Basically, when you think of oil paint, right, I think it's, you can see the strokes that, you know, that are being done on the mesh, right, or any painting, I guess. It's clear to see the strokes that you're doing as you're painting. So how do you translate that on a 3D mesh, you know, so that you can see that the exact same stroke? Like when I make a stroke like this, you know, it doesn't, so that it doesn't feel as if like it's how can I say this, it's this smooth. I think maybe if like what would work, right, is maybe like creating a custom brush. Maybe that actually might work. Like creating a custom brush might actually, you know, help create that paint like or maybe using the what do you call these textures, and or even playing around with the strokes. I've actually never tried this. I'll test that out. But I was thinking about importing, like you know, making a couple of strokes in another software, or, you know, even in Blender, and then using grease pencils, I don't know, and then, you know, import that texture into this, and then, you know, try and see how that would look if you make strokes on a plane or something. I guess that would be interesting. Realize that screencast keys are not on. You know, one thing I realized is that whenever you're watching a video or anything, right, that you feel like you know the information about, you tend to, you know, or I tend to be let me just say, you know, I tend to be impatient about it. It's almost like I want to rush to the end to see in the hopes that I discover something new, because the same thing as I was watching Nicole's video, right? The Blender conference video. As I was watching it, I was so impatient. Like, I wanted her to, reach the end so that reach the end so that I can, huh? Ah, okay. Not alt, it's control. So that I can see the result, right? Oh. But then I had to rewatch that thing because, like, as soon as I noticed that I was being impatient, I rewatched the entire video, and oh boy, it was like self-torture, man. It was intense self-torture because I honestly did not like rewatching the entire video over again. The idea of skipping certain parts was, a lot more fun than having to watch the whole video. But what I can say is that what I discovered from her video is that, the way she does things, she simplifies it in the most simple, I don't know how you can say it. Everything that she designs is so simple. She doesn't even focus on the detail, like, especially when she creates what's this? There was a pumpkin that she created, right? And actually, when you open the Blender, this new Blender, you can see her artwork. Actually, I'm talking about this Nicole, right? When I watched her process, it just, everything was so simple. I guess it's she didn't focus on the detail, like, even when she was creating a glass, it's just a simple cylinder, I mean, not a cylinder, a sphere, and then it's cut, and then she just extrudes that and adds subdivision to it, double subdivision, I guess. She adds one subdivision, and then she makes changes to the model, and then another subdivision, which it was quite impressive, like, seeing how she takes she's able to make something so appealing and yet so simple. That was actually quite amazing to make, I guess. I guess, like, when you want to create things, you think too much of how complex you want to make the scene. Like, even myself, I know I think of how complex I want to make something look, instead of actually thinking how I can do the most with minimal detail. That's the problem that so many of us, I feel, get trapped in. You want to have as much detail as possible. When you look at that model, you think, oh shit, that's impressive. How long did it take this guy to make that, right? Because of that much detail, you think that, well, at least I think that. I say, you, but I'm just, speaking about everyone. And honestly, it's that I think that's what kind of traps so many of us, into not finding our actual art style, I guess, because we are too focused on getting the detail. Maybe because most of my characters as well, it's you could tell that certain parts I definitely want to add the detail. And you cannot deny it, man. Like character with detail looks so appealing. Okay. I think like the more realistic something looks, the more appealing it gets. But then it's like a clash of two things, right? You want something to be realistic and detailed, but you also don't want it uh, being realistic and detailed. It's what I don't know how to say it, but what I can say is that in my case, right, I know that I get into the habit of wanting my characters looking as realistic as possible, but at the same time having a unique art style to it. That's a clash of two things, I guess. That I feel like you cannot combine. It's either you have a realistic character, or I mean, you can do semi realistic characters, but then that is not realistic. It's a combination of the two, which creates a different art style altogether, I guess. Hard to see these while in wireframe mode, so I'm just gonna. I think yeah, this whole stream I might actually only do the what's this roughness. I mean, at the pace that I'm going, it looks like it's gonna be the case. Actually, let's push this a little bit faster. I think with the wireframe, you know what I can actually do is reduce this opacity. Why didn't I think of that? I mean, changing between the two is kind of annoying. Just getting an opacity helps a lot. You know, there was something that I was watching what this Sam does art. I mean, like, his work is one of the best, and his advice is, you know, something I will never overlook. You know, it's I think it came from him. I actually don't remember, but anyways, I'm giving him the credit. So what he said was that you know, whenever you start, like, you wanna create something, right? The first thing you think about is wanting your own art style, but you don't ever think of practicing how to do what's already available. Like when you what's this, the first thing, you know, if you want to create a character, is to have a good understanding of anatomy, obviously, but also it's like you should be able to create things with what's this, as realistic as possible. Like, if you want to create a character, you should be able to create a realistic character. If you want to create an environment, you should be able to create a realistic environment before, you know, moving away from what's this, from realistic and into the territory of getting your own art style, you know. And that by first being understanding how to do things realistically, I guess, I don't know how to say that, but by first being able to understand how to do things that are realistic, no, actually that's not how I want to say it. Like, let's say you're creating a character. By first, you know, first you need to understand how to create a realistic character, you know, before, you know, branching out and doing what's this, stylized character. And that is one thing that, you know, when I look at my progress, is, you know, it hit me because I skipped that process. I went straight into creating stylized character without, you know, creating any real character, I guess, realistic character. It's a process that I felt like, you know, since I want my characters to look cartoony, right, there's no need to learn how to do a realistic character. And, you know, that, as he was saying, you know, he was giving examples of certain artists that, although they have they create an art, what's this, the art style is, you know, unique. It's not realistic. They have an understanding of how to create realistic characters. He was giving an example from one of the guys that worked in Disney. You know, although that guy creates all these stylized characters, he does have certain characters where he, certain posts or paintings, or what this line artwork that he does, I guess, where he's created realistic characters, I guess. And, you know, these days I'm actually I'm not just believing in anything that someone says. So I did some research, to see if whether what he was saying was actually true. Because before, I would just listen to something and like, oh really, oh that's interesting, and then believe that whatever he had to say, even though they just because they have a lot of followers and they are professionals, you tend to believe something so easily. But you know I'm trying to get into the habit of, even though it's a reliable source, you should also do your own research, to see whether what they were saying is actually true or false, I guess. And so yeah, I did some research on this same guy, and looking at the other artwork he did, you know he did some realistic characters of because this guy does only characters of animal characters, right? And so there were some realistic animal characters, although they weren't what's this they were good, definitely, but how can I say this? It's like they they weren't, I wouldn't say they that good, but you can tell based on the anatomy that he understands how um real animals are actually, instead of skipping that process like myself, which is why I prefer doing this speed sculpt. During that process is where I try and study how the human anatomy is, and get the basic shape very quickly of the human anatomy as much as possible. And it's been a challenge, honestly. It's you think you're there, but then you do other challenges and you realize, oh shit, I'm back at square one. Especially today I as I was doing the practice, what I did was, this time because usually what I would do, right, is I would like I would do one day with reference and the following day I would do it without reference, right? But today what I did was I did one without reference, and then made a duplicate of that mesh, and did another one with the help of the reference, and the the two meshes don't look, you know they don't look like it's human. They're worlds apart, let me just say that. One looks like you can tell that that is a realistic human, and then the other one, it looks like some alien, that like looks like was trying to take the shape of a human. It was interesting and funny at the same time, I guess. Right. This looks good. Question is, does it look okay from a distance as well? Okay, let's unhide everything else. Ooh, which one was I doing? I know it's definitely not this one. I think I did this and then came to the index finger. You know what I noticed as I was creating these characters, these shapes of the human anatomy, right? Trying to shape it without sculpting, anything. Is that I don't get the volume right, like the volume of the when I take the reference of the 3D reference, right? You can tell that the volume is not correct. I know it's not supposed to be correct all the time, but I feel like it should at least be somewhere close, to matching the actual reference, I guess. But no, it's you can tell that certain parts are not the proper volume and the proportions as well. That's where I struggle a lot, I guess. It's the fact that I was so used to doing everything on following what's this model sheet, right? It made doing characters a lot more easier, but trying to create a character without a model sheet is a lot more challenging. It's difficult, honestly. Because you have to figure out if the proportions are correct on your own, I guess. There's no reference of outline that outlines the portions of the character. It's you creating the proportions on yourself, I guess, and the volume as well. That's where I struggle a lot. The volume, getting the volume, the proportions. Sometimes I can get them right, but getting the volume is, it just when I do it first, it looks right, and then bringing the reference and matching it up with the reference, you can tell that it's completely different things. Almost like what's this? It doesn't feel like if you take the one way I did with the reference and the one without the reference, that they were done by the same person. It's, if you saw the work, I guess you would laugh at it. I guess it's completely weird, but the process was actually enjoyable. And this, I feel like if I do this every day, it's gonna be a lot more faster. I'm only giving myself two hours to do this, and my speed is actually improving a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. I am seeing a little bit of an improvement, because now I'm aware of the mistakes that I've done before, I guess, and try and fix those mistakes. Like when I do the calf areas right now, it's almost close to how the reference is. I know it's not supposed to be exactly, but you can tell that compared to how I did it a week ago, there's so much improvement of what I'm doing right now.
Last time I saw you, lady, we were walking other ways. Now listen, ain't it crazy? Wish you the best in your journey. Last time I saw you, lady, last time I saw you, we were walking other ways, walking other ways. Now listen, ain't it crazy? Ain't it crazy? Wish you the best in your journey. Wish you.
No, I think I know why the room is so cold actually. Last night, I actually left the AC on. That could be a reason. It's possible, like, because I know that it's recommended that you should never leave the AC on throughout the night. But this time, there was so much vinegar in the house that it was actually reaching all the way to the bedroom. So I just thought, okay, let me just leave the AC on, and I'll come back and turn it off. But I slept so quick.
I would never wait for something to let it go to waste, with everything at stake. I thought I would take it all back. I just wanna make this thing last, but we're running out of time. We were doing alright.
There is this song, I don't know how do you check like which song is what's this, copyrighted actually. I should check that right after streaming, because there is, I don't want to get any strikes. Already the song has been muted twice, and I can't figure out which song it is that they're muting, because they don't tell you, it doesn't show you the lyrics or anything, so it's and I think it would have been better if there was an option where they could allow you to listen to the song so that you can remove it, but unfortunately that option is not available. But yeah, I'm sure there is a way on the internet to check if a song is copyrighted or not, but most songs that I have here are actually downloaded from this website called what do you call this, non-copyrighted music. So it's actually called non-copyrighted website, so they shouldn't have any copyright. I think even if like the artist decided they are no longer going to use the website to publish their music, I think that at that point that song would have would belong to this website, not the artist anymore. I'm not sure actually, I don't know the policy that it has, but if there is a way, if like the music is you can remove non-copyrighted music and make it copyrighted, then I have to check, I guess, so that I am aware that every time which songs are copyrighted and which are still not non-copyrighted songs, I guess. Because right now they've already removed the the audio. I think, I don't know if it's maybe a setting that I've done or anything, but it muted the audio, I guess. I think it's a setting that I've made actually. Just don't remember how I made it. How I selected it. But I think, yeah, there's a setting on Twitch that allows you to hide any mute any music that is copyrighted, I think. I think I need to get something to cover up here. Maybe like what is this? A bandage? Because every time I do this, right? The table. Actually, I have this carpet or whatever you call it, where I place my laptop on, and every time I use the tablet, even the mouse, I think, I get these scratch marks, I guess. And it's right now it's okay, but eventually I think it's gonna start causing some problems for me over here. I mean, the reason why I'm wearing this is so that I don't get any friction. I don't know. Guess I'll check for a bandage. I've seen some guys on who draw a lot. Like you can tell that their hands have been experiencing so much friction to the point where they actually getting injuries on those parts, I guess, which is insane if you think about it. I mean, how much do you have to draw in order to get those kind of injuries? Oh, this is because I'm in edit mode. Okay, fine. Just wanted to see which of these. Oh shit. Okay, that's what happened. So I don't know if you noticed, but on Monday I was burned out, man. Like, burning out is the worst feeling you can ever get. Like, I was so low on energy. Like, even I even tried to eat these raisins, but I thought it was maybe like what's this? I thought it was low blood sugar, but I think it was actually just a burnout. Like, because like since last week Thursday, right? I have been sleeping for about 4 hours only, and most of the time, most of these, I wouldn't say that I was sleeping because I was working. I was sleeping because I would attend events and I'd come back late. So except on Thursday I was actually waiting for, my mother was leaving, so she was leaving about 1 o'clock, and my plan was to wake up at 6 o'clock, and because that's my time, regardless of how long I at what time I sleep, I need to at least be awake at 6 o'clock, because if I don't wake up at that time, it's completely difficult to go to the gym over here. Like, around 7 o'clock it's already extremely hot, so 6 o'clock is the time that once I wake up I hit the gym, and I don't like the indoor gyms. It's, I don't know, it just feels, so it doesn't feel nice. So what I do is exercise on the balcony, right? And it's extremely hot if you're gonna do it at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So about 6 o'clock, that's when the sun is coming up. If I could do it a little bit earlier than that, I would, but I don't think I would wake up at 4 o'clock. Like, that's a difficult task. Like, what time would I have to sleep if I have to, do that at that time? But anyways, and Friday I went to the movies and came back late, Saturday I was at a friend's party, an event. I don't know what he was celebrating, but he just invited us, and to come and eat some meat. Barbecue, I guess. And at that time, I also came about 1 o'clock, came back, and all of this, and I don't know. Yeah, Sunday was actually the time when I got proper sleep. Mm, Around about 10 o'clock, I decided to sleep, and that was right after I prepared what I could do on stream. But yeah, even with that sleep, it just it wasn't my body was still tired. You could tell, even though I just had 8 hours of sleep, it's nothing changed. I still felt extremely tired, and having to do the stream and everything, exercise in the morning as well, it just made things worse. But now, yeah, a few days later, even yesterday I was still tired, but today I'm actually, I wouldn't say I'm at full capacity, but I am, I'm not as tired as I was yesterday or on Monday, I guess. I no, actually, I wouldn't say I'm that tired, but I can feel that, I'm still a little bit exhausted, but not to the point where I would need to go take a nap after this, because that's what happened yesterday. Yesterday, right after I did some work, I went to sleep. I took a nap, and 1 hour nap, and it really helped. By the way, is it really weird that when you take a nap, when you sleep, you can sleep with clothing on, but when you take a nap, you can't sleep with clothing on? Is that weird? Like, because that's what happens with me. Like, every time I want to take a nap, I need to take off everything, and just sleep, I guess. It's, I don't know if I'm the only one that does that, but it does feel weird. Like, and especially this happens actually when I feel tired. When I feel tired, that's when I just get that, my mind, it goes off somewhere else, and all my clothing just goes off. It's really weird, I guess. Mm, mm, mm. I hope that's not too much information. I don't mind sharing it, but I mean, like, for you guys, for you hearing this, I guess. Right. Mm, mm, mm.
I don't wanna see you. I don't wanna hear you tonight. I don't wanna fight you. You don't wanna know if I feel right. I don't wanna just forgive you. I just wanna be fine. I've been waiting for a sign to light up. And your heart is out of sight. I just wanna feel mine. Hey you, I'm gonna be the one for another one. Hey you, maybe then you'll know that I was never one. I don't wanna see you, I don't wanna fear you.
Yo, what is going on with this guy, this divorce case with is it Hakeem? Like, I've been hearing this and I have, I've been ignoring it, I guess, but then, I hear all of these you go on Instagram and you see all these comments about him, and about how what he did was justice. Honestly, I don't know much about that, but one thing I found is that the most of these comments that are made by the people, right, is what's this, Instagram people or influencers, right? But and a couple of news article, or but there is no, I guess, there is no video evidence of the case. It feels almost like it's as if like it's something that is fabricated, like just to see how people would react, to a specific situation, like I mean, I don't watch the news, so but when I search online, right, most articles, it's almost like it's not from websites that are news websites, but rather I would say the articles are written by people who are they do their own journalism, I guess, independent journalism, but nothing is being written about the case from actual news channels, I guess, which it's a little bit weird. Like, is this actually some truth? Is there, you find yourself wondering, is there actually some truth within what they are saying, or is it just something, a huge internet scam, just to see how people would react if something like this was made public? Yes, I feel like it's like a huge scam that somebody started, and then the rest of the internet just continued with it. I feel like that's what it is. Because like when you look at Johnny Depp's case, that one was huge on the internet, and you would see so many news channels showing the case, but with this one, it's so quiet. With I know that news channels are not the only ways to get information, but it's kind of weird that it's being the information is coming from only specific sources instead of all platforms. When something like that is happening, you start to question the whether it's true or false when it's only coming from one side. And I guess but yeah, it blew the internet. Like everyone is talking about it, and you know, but one thing I can say is that there is no evidence as well, you know, as to whether this is false. So I think, you know, the best thing right now is just to see where this actually goes. You know, whether they will actually ever be you know, it will be made public on these channels, or maybe, you know, if it never actually reaches them, I guess. But one thing, you know, I feel like from this entire incident, you start to realize that, you know, news, not only you know, news channel can make something what's this, false, I guess I wouldn't say false, but they can't make something, even though if it may, there's no evidence that it's false, but they can't spread something, you know, they are not the only one that can spread information very quickly, I guess. You know, with the internet nowadays, you know, you can if something is interesting enough, you know, you can get a large audience, and I feel like that's what happened with this case. You know, it triggered a large audience, and you know, it became, what the fuck, really high, I guess. Okay, I don't know why it was working so fine, like up to this point. It's almost as if, you know, the timing, I mean, look at that, it's already 2 o'clock. It's a good thing that it's running so slow only when I'm about to finish my stream. It would have been frustrating, you know, if there were so many glitches like this if during the stream. Ah, this song. You know what? there's this you know, I don't know if it's like on Instagram, right? There's always this video where it shows this these cars. I know it's a game, but it's a video taken from a game where, you know, they are driving very, you know, organized. You know, a group of guys are playing and driving, following one another, you know, in a specific pattern, you know, and it was it's actually satisfying watching that. And I'd always, you know, whenever I hear that song, I feel like I know it, but I don't. Looking at that video, it wasn't the first time I heard that song, you know, so where did I hear that song? And now I can actually hear it in my playlist, you know. Damn it. Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's running slow. But Blender takes so much memory, like it's using about what, 5 gigs just to run. The one thing I don't understand is why OBS is taking so much space. Like, all it's doing is streaming a video, right? Should it take that much space just to stream? I mean, should it use this much RAM just to stream? And the thing is, my streaming information is not, what's this? The settings that I've created for streaming is not quite you know, heavy scene, you know, something designed for a heavy scene, I guess. Not a heavy scene, but I can, what's this, high quality, that's what I want to say actually. It's, you know, I optimized it so that it's as low quality as possible without, you know, losing the information or, you know, what I'm doing here. You know, I wanted it to be so that, you know, anyone can see what I'm doing, even though it's a low quality video. That's, you know, that's what I did, but it still takes up so much memory. I wonder how much, you know, if I left it at those high settings that were recommended, would it still, you know, I'm sure it would have been even a lot more slower than it is right now. Oh, shit, now I just realized I've never saved this file. 2 hours into the project and not even once have you saved the file. Oh man. That is one thing you never want to do. I remember there was actually one speed stop I was doing, right, and it was, I feel like the way I did it, because whenever I do a speed sculpt, right, I have a, what's this, trouble transitioning my work from messy work into that finished, you know, final looking clean topology, you know, or sculpt, right? And I don't know why it's difficult to get that final because even though when I use the brush of what's this, the smooth brush, it's still, you can still see some bumps in the sculpt, right? And but this time, you know, that time I had, you know, done it so well that, you know, it took me hours to just get that clean sculpt, and all that work just disappeared, poof, with ZBrush crashing. Oh man, I was so annoyed, because what I did, right, is, you know, what it does is that it does an autosave every once in a while, and that was annoying me because it would pause the entire scene, right, or whatever I'm doing would pause, and these pauses every 30 minutes are actually kind of annoying. It's not the same as when you do here and you save. It's so quick that you don't even, I mean, right now I added this, which makes it take long, but without machine tools to save, saving happens so quick. It, you barely even notice that you saved, right? But in ZBrush it would load like, very very slow, and it was annoying to me, so I removed that and I did this amazing piece, but then I lost all that information. Good thing is that I recorded the entire thing, so I still have that video, I guess, for that. But yeah, anyways guys, I'm actually gonna end the stream right here. Yeah, so guys, thanks for watching my videos. Actually wanted to say something. Let me just stop the music. Yeah, so my next YouTube video will be next week Thursday, same time. Actually this last week I actually uploaded it on Friday, which I was a little bit delayed because on Friday, on Thursday, like I said, I was helping my mother out. So, but this next week is definitely gonna be on Thursday. So what it's gonna be is every second week for now, right? Just so I can get used to the process of creating all of this, and it'll be every second week on Thursday. I'll probably be uploading it about 10 in the morning, my time, about 10 in the morning, 10 a.m. So yeah, anyways guys, thanks for watching and cheers. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on Friday, right? Friday, yeah, definitely on Friday. Cheers.